Right now, somewhere in your kitchen, there is a bag of rice, a loaf of bread, maybe a box of cereal. You probably ate one today without thinking twice. But for most of human history, none of that food existed. No bread, no rice, no guaranteed meals at all. For roughly 290,000 years, humans lived without farming. About 95% of our species' history, with no fields, no stored grain, no backup plan. Every meal depended on what the environment provided that day. So, what did people eat? Almost everything. Bone marrow cracked from animal bones, tubers dug from the ground, insects, eggs, shellfish, wild fruit, and meat whenever a hunt succeeded. Survival meant being flexible. Anthropologist Richard Wrangham proposed that one of the biggest turning points in human history wasn't hunting, it was fire. Cooking didn't just make food taste better, it made food easier to digest, allowing humans to extract more calories from the same meal. That extra energy may have helped fuel something remarkable: larger brains. Today, your brain consumes about 20% of your daily energy. Without cooking, evolution may never have supported such an expensive organ. But fire wasn't the whole story. Primatologist Catherine Milton found that chimpanzees survive on highly varied diets that shift with the seasons. Early humans likely did the same, but with one key addition: strategic meat consumption. Life was often a cycle of feast and famine. A successful hunt could feed a group for days. Failure meant going hungry. Your body still remembers this world. That intense craving for sugar or fatty foods after a stressful day isn't simply lack of discipline. It's an ancient survival mechanism designed for a time when calories were unpredictable and every chance to store energy mattered. For decades, scientists pictured early humans mainly as big game hunters, chasing mammoths across prehistoric landscapes. Cave paintings seemed to support the idea. Then, researchers found something unexpected. Amanda Henry studies fossilized dental plaque, which can preserve microscopic food particles for tens of thousands of years. Examining Neanderthal teeth, she and her team found starch granules and evidence of cooked plant foods. Neanderthals weren't living on meat alone. They were eating cooked grains and tubers long before agriculture existed. The familiar image of prehistoric humans eating nothing but meat turned out to be only part of the story. So why does this matter today? Because your body was shaped by scarcity, not abundance. It evolved to crave sugar because ripe fruit was rare, to seek fat because fat meant survival, to eat whenever food was available because nobody knew when the next meal would come. Then, around 12,000 years ago, everything changed. Agriculture spread across the world. Humans began cultivating wheat, barley, rice, and other crops. For the first time, food could be stored and relied upon. It sounds like a perfect solution, but there was a trade-off. Studies comparing hunter-gatherer skeletons with early farming populations reveal an unexpected pattern. Early farmers were often shorter, suffered more dental disease, and showed signs of nutritional deficiencies. Their diets became more predictable, but also less diverse. Stability wasn't necessarily the same as health. This is the twist most people never hear. We imagine human progress as a straight line upward: hunting, farming, civilization, supermarkets. But the history of food is really a series of trade-offs: more security but less variety, more calories but sometimes fewer nutrients, more convenience, but bodies still adapted for a world that no longer exists. Think about your own cravings: the desire for dessert after dinner, the urge to finish food even when you're full. These aren't random flaws. They're echoes of hundreds of thousands of years of uncertainty, still operating inside a modern environment overflowing with food. Your ancestors didn't have 3 meals a day. They had whatever nature provided, whenever it appeared. Every piece of meat, every wild berry, every cooked root was a small victory against starvation. That uncertainty shaped how humans eat to this day. So the next time you open your refrigerator and stare at more food than a hunter-gatherer might have seen in weeks, remember what you're looking at. Not just dinner, a level of abundance almost unimaginable throughout human history. A strange and hard-won ending to a story that began long before farms, long before cities, even before the first sparks of fire. And perhaps that's why our bodies still seem a little confused by modern food. Because evolution spent hundreds of thousands of years preparing us to find a meal, not to have one waiting whenever we wanted.